It's the IDES of March 27th. And I wanted to come on for a couple of reasons. Number one, I just want to tell everybody I'm all right, and that the ones who care, the ones who just did a double, or actually one plus quadruple collective spell on our line. We're all still here, and we all still have our body parts. Nobody went to the emergency room, so you failed. Your heating up of Texas and your apartment water gating at IR and RI and your Corpus Christi Bridge, Port Aransas oxygen deprivation in this Earth plateau failed. We're getting down to the bottom of Skull and Bones, and I'm just telling y'all right now, Nixon is still listed as your president. Every single president that you've had since 1972 has been a clay man, completely puppet, controlled by what you'd consider NATO, but it's not what they are. It's an inversion. And it all comes from all the Mormon lines that were holding Venetian seeds hostage and stealing our faces. They went to space to get payloads. Teachers in Space, 1984. How come all my girls 1984 are coming against me? Why do they have powers that they shouldn't fucking have? Why is all my 1984 girls hooked into Olympia, Zeus fucking powers? Austin. If you don't know anything about time travel and you don't know anything and you're not an AB negative, and this is not me saying that I'm better than you, because trust me, I would have much preferred all of you have to do this. But since the whole world still doesn't want to listen to me, I don't give a fuck anymore. So what I did was spin everyone out into an altered state. I did. On my astro.com right now, the lines are gone. You have no more houses. I did not make another house. You do not have a zodiac wheel. There is not one running on any goddamn dimension right now. There's no template sets that are running that are going to make it out of a box. Any timeline that you're trying to mirror from Venus in a weird Stargate Mercury energetic. Now the thing is, Donald Trump is the one who ordered the hit on JFK. See, we're getting down to the bottom of why I'm made out of it. How is it that I ended up having Patrick Kennedy DNA? Oh, well, it's really all obvious whenever you start realizing that the Presley family and Frank Sinatra and all of this has been going on, and the mob has been running your presidencies. The mob was your president. JD Vance is Moran. Moran, what is his name? Moran. I mean, all these are your Rat Pack guys that have been running characters, but that's what Skull and Bones and 33 Masonry does. I've been running 30 years in advance. If you're running the real ancient clock system, then Ethiopia isn't even right. but Ethiopia is the last one that was keeping count. But FYI, Ethiopia and Samoa, you can't partner up and then say no one can finish, and you have to do it by Ethiopia standards, because Ethiopia is nothing but a Pennsylvania, Philadelphia pinned to a gastric sleeve, pinned to a whole bunch of airports. Because your entire simulation in your airports are what was running your body parts. And I'm talking about for the whole world. You don't know what space is, then you go carving up in space, and then you start mirroring things in altered dimensions that you think you're doing for 3D purposes. What you end up learning real quick when that bubble bursts is that it wasn't meant for 3D purposes. You wouldn't know that unless you're the one carving up space. Arcturus was always the middle. Arcturus is the Boots constellation. Go stand beside somebody. Put your right leg next to their left leg. Now boot it. Put boots on all four of you. All 4 feet. But one right leg and one left leg is booted to somebody else. At least one other person. Welcome to Boots. Arcturus is the healing. Yeah, it is. Arcturus is also the shadow dimension of Regulus. Why? Because either you went into a monarch line, or you went in defeating the monarchs and making the monarchs and breeding the monarchs. It's what a monarch thing is. It's all set on a castle system. On a bell south. On metal. On bells. On subcurrents. Arcturus is mid. It's halfway. Arcturus used to be known as well, it's like jellyfish in the ocean. It's like big ass jellyfishes that are the midwives, because how babies are really born down here are not how you think they are born. I can promise you the fuck about that in a simulation. And if you're vaccinated, see, this is where you just end up popping up pregnant with some shit that you didn't even know. Well, that's what they're doing. They don't have to take you from your home. You don't have to be abducted. Do you know why this is happening? Because the whole world is airing Epstein files. The whole world is looking at their Watergating. The whole world is memorizing their rooms. Do you know their rooms are set up to y'all's rooms? Each one of those rooms in those houses is set up to mimic a consciousness layer of where they fucked with us, and then you'll end up in a room that looks like that. You'll be pulled to it. You know, whenever Mark attacked me and killed me on Del Largo on September 22nd, 2012, I was screaming bloody fucking murder. It was only 11:30 at night, around midnight. I mean, I'm in a $500,000 neighborhood. This is before they came and took everything from me, because I was your original seed down here. And then they'd been mirroring all of us and plotting us, just like they do oil. Except we move around, so it got to be a really big game for them. But then their whole thing was just to get you over here and then plot you, and then get you over here and plot you, and get you over here and plot you. Well, boys, let me explain something. That little circle was this fucking big. To me, it's a little bitty hat. It's a pimple on somebody's fucking face that y'all been running back and forth and calling Aries and Libra and everything benefiting Aries while you're taking our ovaries, because Libra is really your womb. So Aries, you're just a bunch of ovaries. Yep. Are you balanced? Pff, fucking no. Hell no, you're not. I can tell you that right now. If you haven't done a Leo flip to the outer wheel, if you haven't balanced a Leo in the first house, you might think that you've got your shit balanced with Aries in the first house, but I can promise all of y'all on here, just with the amount of support that I've gotten on this bullshit, which by the way, in 2017, they were talking about Cosmic Christie and why she was on YouTube over in India. But sure, I'm fucking nothing. I'm nothing, right? And I keep making myself that when I say it, because no one fucking deserves it out now. If you weren't the one pinned down in space where they're stealing your face so that they can get into the vault, I don't want to hear it. If you're not the bloodline that they sacrificed over and over and over and over and hid in Mormon lines and trapped us into alien templates so that they'd call us aliens so that they could take over the world and steal all your shit, and then they lock you in a room, steal everything that you own, have all these mimics around you mirroring every move you make, I don't want to fucking hear it. The world let this shit happen. My ex-husband and my family, I command to know, and someone needs to pull up on me and tell me my whole entire life who every single person in my life really was from Alamo Casting. And I command it done in the next 24 hours, or I'll just delete them all. Do you think I give a shit? You think I care about Genzel and Goff? Because it's been shown to me that Goff, G-O-U-G-H, and the Remnant Mormons are actually Riley McCoff, or whatever the fuck her name is, linked into Presley in the government situation, because they're over here in Texas right now trying to give you a new preacher with blonde hair, and it's the Book of Esther. Well, Esther's my nemesis. Esther's Christ's nemesis. Esther locked up the entire world into a harvesting so she could be queen. And I'm just telling you how it went down. 1996 is right now in my world. In my world, I'm watching Melania and the White House mimic exact scenes down to what I had on when I went to go work for a company called Meta More. Mike Willis. Or I'm sorry, Steve Bannon. Oh, I'm sorry. The Making of a Rumpelstiltskin. Russia. I mean, because now we go back to Russia. I mean, because ExxonMobil never did happen now. We were 30 years in advance because we brought in the tech in order to evolve the human race. Part of that was having payloads into Arcturus into space. Part of that was bringing energetics down here. Again, 1973, everyone in the world should have been notified that we were here. Everything down here should have changed. You had your time. You had 50 years to develop something of a government that is outside of cooking the entire population to a NATO standard. And you didn't use it. Then you decide, oh, well, since the presidency is broken and since us monarchs down here are just the most ancient and the most wise things ever, the three wise men that have to follow a star in order to have a baby tell them what to do. But then you just decide, three wise men, that y'all just are so fucking wise that you'll just eat the star. Or let's just consume a buffet of them. Then you want to call it Eastern Star. Then you want to say that it's our fault because we're changing your world. But the problem is you're trying to say that you're monarchs, but you're made by a whole bunch of AI, and every single one of you is a clone until you birth out of it. Donald hit FRZ, which is also FR2, which is a DOD term for risk reduction, to New Jersey, gene key. John Fitzgerald Kennedy breaks down to Donald hit the FR2. You know, you're half right with Krieger. So how'd you know the chicken doctor lived? That's who lived right behind me in Foxfire. So you just outed yourself by that comment. No, it's not. The real Shaw, you mean SHAW. SHAW, you mean the prison system? We just took all the power of your Middle Eastern women in order to shut this bullshit down. So you can take your Iran and your Iraq and you can SAS it up your port because you don't know shit about shit. Because you're wallowing in it, but then you won't eat a pig or you won't eat a cow because you know how controlled it is down here in the United States, right? You won't eat any type of animal that you're actually templating the entire human race to because then you know what? We can just turn your lights out. Y'all better get it together. I really don't give a shit. This is a big purge that's coming. I'm just on here letting everyone know that your presidents weren't your fake monarchs. Are you kidding me? This was all about putting fake people in monarch situations. The Shah of Iran. You're fucking kidding me, right? You mean Sandra Shah? You mean the government Indian project that was connected with H.B. Blavatsky and the India masonry in order to build tectonics and hemisync the world into a stargate and then make more monarchs, but you got to cook a president to make a monarch. 0.0248% DNA is all y'all had left. A real royal is connected from the inside out, not the outside in. You don't have any royals down here that currently have a crown that are connected from anything but a simulation and some blood and gut cooking with an apron on. And I can promise you that. But sure, report to your Shaw. Where is he? Who is he? Who's running MJ12? Who's running the planet? Who's supposedly running the universe? I mean, we need to know. See, if you're not really the princess of Babylon, you can't even hold this amount of sedation. If you're not the real one buried in the planet, so I tell you what, whoever just told me the Shah of Iran, well then I'm gonna pull back the life force from Iran that made a Shah. Let's see what happens, because it's purge time. It's purge time, and we don't care because there's a bunch of y'all that ain't even supposed to be here. And this is the end of days, and this is soul ascension. It ain't got nothing to do with the law or hurting somebody's feelings. It's, can you figure out what's been being run on you? Or are you still thinking that this is 1963 and this is 1993? And are you still thinking that there's no way that this could even happen? Are you still thinking that there's no way Donald could have taken out JFK? Because if you don't have your mind wrapped around how this works, then you don't know shit about anything down here. And I'm being nice. I'm not being rude. I'm not trying to say that y'all are stupid. I'm trying to say this is the level that they have gone in order to do what they have been doing. I'm saying that it's ultimately impossible unless you have been the Babylonian princess, connected and made every single president and every single monarch down here to even be able to finish this and figure this out. That's my point. And the fucking respect is gonna be given, because you can't lock down a whole bunch of people in America in cages and then have everyone else running their consciousness and then blaming them for shit they didn't do. Which is exactly what they've been doing, as they're murdering everybody in order to take out their skins and in order to get their brains and get their fingers and get their digits. I mean, it's sick. It's sickening. And so we're done with it. You want to kill yourself in order to build a puppet, then you go kill your own and you build your own, and good luck.